you have to make sure that every user, every role in the organization understands why they're doing what they do. If they don't understand why they're doing what they do, they're not going to have much passion in doing it, and they're going to do the minimum. So we really focused our training around the why. It's not just click here, but here's why you would click here if you want this outcome. But if you want this other outcome, then maybe you click here or you go about it this way. And that's why there's 5 ways to do everything, because there's a reason why each one of those is available. Now, some customers may not want to have all those available, and so they want to pare it down. And that's what we do through that implementation process, is kind of customize and configure this to be exactly how they need it. But really starting with the why helps us to build that confidence and really de-risk a lot of that implementation, because now it's not just memorize these steps, but when you engage people and you really trust them with a little bit more knowledge, then I think that pays out exponentially. And one of the things that we saw was happening is, in the sales cycle, when you buy these applications, you predicate that purchase and the millions of dollars that you may be investing in your company. You predicate that based off of set of ROI, return on investment. I'm going to spend $1 million, but in a year and a half, I'm going to be able to pay that back plus some, because we're saving money, we're increasing our revenue, we're tightening our margins, all of the things that can happen. And those are all measurable things. But the biggest risk to those measurable ROIs is the end users not engaging with the application the way that it was expected. And most of the time that happens because they did not understand why they were doing it.
So driving ROI obviously is one of the biggest factors, and you guys, when you're on the boots on the ground with the users, are like, I don't even know why we're doing this, right? Or I don't know why we implemented this, or what we're doing was working, right? And a lot of times these decisions get made at those offices that are higher up. A lot of them can be, for the most part, those decisions typically are financial driven. Hopefully they're customer centric driven too, to like, hey, this is going to make a better experience or a better product or service for our end customers. And I want you guys to kind of walk us through that, right? Because that is a delicate, when you are the hands-on service provider implementation side of IFS, you're dealing with a lot of different people at different levels, and including the users who you are trying to bring up to speed on the software platform that's going to drive the ROI that all those guys in the up offices are expecting, right? So kind of walk us through that process in terms of the different people that are involved, their expectations, and how you guys can help them, each of them at the different various operational and managerial levels.
Right. I think it typically starts, when a customer decides that they need to have a new solution, right? They see some impediment in their business that's going to keep them from growing, or they've not been able to execute on, what their opportunities are because their software just does not do it in a way that they could scale that business, right? So that's really where most of the conversations start. And then IFS is very good at identifying how those impediments in their business can be transformed using the software.